Episode 8, Pocket Dimension Pod.
Yes, sir.
Biggest
It's 8
thing.
already?
Yeah, it's 8.
I thought it was 7.
That makes it like what, 2 months now?
Almost
4
2
weeks,
months.
Almost.
Almost 2
Yeah.
months. Almost 2 months.
Almost, yeah.
So, biggest thing I think that's happened is obviously with the whole President Zelensky.
Zelensky, yeah, from Ukraine.
Yeah, man.
What a loser.
Yo, straight
meeting.
up. Your boy
Yeah.
came in like he was like a mafia character.
Trump.
Like,
Yeah, the funniest
no
meme.
suit,
Trump,
nothing.
yeah, Trump, Vance, and him.
Yeah,
was having a
pretty much, yeah.
conversation. What's funny about that is usually those conversations or those meetings are usually private.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they'll tell you whatever they want to tell you. Trump's like, nah, keep the cameras rolling. We're going to record this whole debacle.
The
And that's
funniest
literally what it
thing, I seen a meme, and it was pretty much like a picture of them sitting, and then Zelensky's just like, last time I was here, there was an old guy. Can I get him? But I think it's crazy.
But if you think about it, though, like one of the main points that JD was like making to him was like, can you be like at least a little bit appreciative
Yeah.
of like what
Yeah.
we've been? Because he pretty much just milked Biden throughout
Yeah.
all that duration of time. It's like, sending them resources, money, all those kind of
I mean,
things.
Trump even said, because he was just like, oh, we've been fighting this war ourselves for 3 years. And Trump was like, yo, we
What?
gave you $320
Billion
billion.
Yeah.
What do you mean you've been fighting this war by yourself?
Yeah,
Are
and
you
like-
I'm the one that
disrespecting-
gave
And the
you
whole
javelins
point,
or whatever.
and one of
yeah.
the main points of him even coming here to meet with them is like to figure out like to get this thing settled and keep the. Actually, no, the main thing was that mineral agreement that they were trying to agree on. On top of like, we're trying to bring some sort of ceasefire or like some sort of peace deal between you and Russia, and we're trying to help you, and
Yeah.
you're just here bullshit.
But it doesn't seem like he wants
Wants it to
peace.
end,
He
though.
wants them to help them win the war.
War, yeah.
And Trump is just like, no, we want to
End
end
it.
the war.
But even
Yeah.
at that, this is my take, but in his head, it's like the longer this war goes on, the more money you guys
Yeah,
gonna
that's what I'm
send
saying.
us.
I think we sent
That's
them
what
what,
he
like
thinks
300
gonna go on.
Yeah, that's what
billion
he
so far.
thinks.
And Trump
Yeah,
is
we
just
don't
like,
send
Dude,
them
he's
mad
like, yo,
money.
we're cutting your water off.
Yeah,
all right? We're gonna
facts.
cut your water off.
Yeah.
So you better. Nah.
I think that's all a show though, because it just didn't look legit at all. Like I don't know, they were playing like acting. They said Trump was winking at him back and forth and stuff. So I don't know how true. it
Nah,
is.
I didn't see
I
no
mean,
winking.
I mean
Yeah.
that ass. Like I don't know. 'cause-
Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
That's
one of-
legit.
but look,
I'm
you-
glad that
you-
he made it public
because
too.
he tried to apologize. I think after. Well, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't actually.
He was like fake
apologize.
apologizing.
He was trying to
now.
apologize without saying like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was kissing.
Yeah,
Because he
without-
probably
yeah.
realized like, damn, last time I kind of came here, it was
Got whatever
way
I want.
easier.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
whatever I want. I got to book it back.
Probably thinking he was gonna get the same thing, but Trump was just like, nah.
But even at that, he's funny because like he was kind of taking sides with the Democrats to like not get Trump into office prior to. So
Mm.
now it's funny. Now you got to sit in front of him and
With
ask,
him, yeah.
ask for things and kind of kiss the
But
ring.
I mean, I think he's going about it the right way from a business perspective. It's like where Trump is just like, yeah, we want to help you, but
We're
we're
getting
gonna
something
get
out of
something in
it. Yeah,
return. Yeah,
and
some
we should-
mineral
this
agreement.
mineral
you
agreement.
know.
Yeah, I don't think he was like outlandish at all with what he was saying because like you're not in the position of
Yeah,
power
that's
like
what-
you
that
said
was his thing. He was like,
And
yo, you're
that's
not in a
true.
good position. Like, bro,
at
you're
all.
not.
If it wasn't for us, like you said, the war would be over.
Oh, it'd
within
been
weeks.
over like
The war would
this.
have been over in 2 weeks.
And he was
Yeah,
in
not
denial.
even.
He was
Yeah.
like, no, bro, literally, they would have cleaned
Unappreciative.
y'all out quick.
100%. Yeah,
And it was only because of us that like it lasted this long, bro.
I
what,
think it's definitely
2022.
these
It's like
politics.
2
yeah,
years.
he feels like he fought it himself.
Yeah,
yeah, no.
sure.
I don't even think he's fighting it that much though, because he's definitely losing a lot of people. But like, you gotta realize that like half the aid that we provided, all the ammunition, guns and stuff, they sold half of it, and we don't know where that shit went. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they fought that war, but they didn't fight with all we actually gave them. They sold half of it to profit to do what they had to do. They're still building in Ukraine. If you think they're not building,
Yeah,
they're
no,
building
they're
in
still
Ukraine.
building. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? They're doing as much as they can with all the money they make.
They've been building a lot lately, actually, and they've been
Yeah.
building so much where now other countries in Europe, if they didn't have alliances, wouldn't even be able to stand against Ukraine.
Mm.
But Ukraine still can't stand against Russia.
Russia, no, yeah,
Russia.
no.
Yeah, some guy, I don't know if he was a reporter or something, but he told Zelensky, he was like, yo, like, you couldn't, like, dress better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it came with a tracks.
And
What
they-
was it,
so
like,
he-
yeah.
Even Trump said it
He was-
once he came out the van. Trump was just like, "Oh, you're dressed sharp."
Yeah, it's sarcastic. Yeah, I was like,
I
what
think
the
he
hell?
got balls for that too.
Yeah, then,
He really got
then he
balls for
told the
that
dude,
one.
he was like, "Yeah, next time I'll come wearing a costume, or I'll look like you."
I actually like every time I seen him on the internet, no matter what. I don't think I ever seen him in a suit.
No, he wears like that. He dresses like a war general, not general, but like he dresses
Yeah,
like,
like
His
His
military.
entire
yeah.
time in the U.S., he's been wearing the same shirt.
Yeah,
same
black,
black
whatever.
shirt.
Yeah,
Some
I've never seen
people
him in
are
a suit.
saying it's because he's poor. Like he
You're not
gave-
the
he
president,
gave-
boy.
Well, they're saying like it's because he gave all of everything to support soldiers and all the other stuff.
Media bullshit.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
If it's
see how
true
you're
or
a
not,
president and
yeah.
you're poor, especially like who paid for your plane ticket here. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the Ukrainian government, but who runs the Ukrainian government? You know. So it's just like
probably got tailors. He got everything. There's no way.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Only don't believe anything you hear and only half what you see.
Yeah,
I don't really think it makes sense for him to be the president and poor. Like, you
I
run
think it was hilarious.
finance
Though.
of the entire
Yeah.
country.
That whole like it was like a show. It's like watching a reality TV between them.
It's
Yeah.
crazy to focus on his outfit though when he's like he is losing a lot of people in Ukraine. So
No,
it's
and
like-
that's sad. Like and that's why it's more important. Like end the war. Don't keep. It's not about winning at this point.
Yeah, it's just
just
ending it
end
completely.
Yeah.
Just stop right now, and no more lives have to get lost. But
And
it
mo-
seems like he wants to win the war, versus we're just like, no,
We want
stop it
Stop it.
right
Yeah.
now, just end it.
And my personal, this is what I think, but I think say they stop it and they end it for now. They have a 4 year
Yeah, 4 years. yeah.
buffer to kind of reestablish themselves, build up their country, their government, their military. Because I'm telling you right now,
kind of strategize.
once
and-
big, once Big T is out of here,
I mean, Vance, if the administration is
they're
truly
not
successful,
scared. You think Putin gives? You think he gives about Vance, bro?
I'm just saying.
Once I'm saying this is what I think.
Yeah.
And once Trump gets out and like his term's over, Russia's gonna do it again.
Well, it all
This is
depends
not-
on
this
who
is like the
runs
third
up.
time.
It all
Yeah,
depends
This is
who
their
runs,
third
yeah.
time trying
yeah,
this.
yeah, they're habitual offenders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I.
They're like,
if
yeah,
it's
we'll
a
play
Democrat,
nice with you
100%,
for now.
yeah.
And then once Big T is out of here, bro, we're
It's
coming
gonna
back.
be a different.
We're
Yeah,
coming back.
But I mean,
Unless
I
they
do
off
think
Putin.
if it is a
yeah,
very-
but Putin's
that's
old in
never
age
gonna
too.
happen.
He is.
He's not
if
young.
it's
He'll
a
be like in the
successful
70s.
administration, I could see the potential of Vance being the next president.
I don't know if it would
If
be
it's a successful
Vance.
administration.
Yeah, I can see
I
him
don't know
running.
if it'd
I
be
can see him
Vance, but it'll
running,
be
but
someone in the same
I think
party.
within these next 4 years, the Democratic Party is going to build up another candidate and to try and win people over to run. And
I don't think so. I think they're
it's
gonna.
always
I think
like
they're gonna
that.
do what they
it's
did
always
last
that's what I'm
time.
saying.
Work
It's
on
always like
slander.
that. They're gonna
That-
find someone.
yeah.
I
worthy
think they're gonna
enough
work
and
on
they're gonna-
slander and
No, I don't think
try
so
to get
anymore.
a divide in the nation.
Because
That's
I
what
think I think they learned that with the last election, where they spent
Hillary?
They spent no,
Or the last one is in this one.
yeah.
Okay.
They spent more time, coming after Trump than they did actually discussing policies.
Policies. Yeah.
You know, which is kind of how they lost this
It
election.
was like an ego.
Pretty
thing.
much.
They
Yeah.
gave Trump double the engagements basically.
yeah, all
Double
publicity is good
exposure, yeah.
publicity.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. And you're not gonna one up.
keywords buzzing. Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
Before we get any further, because we forgot last week, would you care to not introduce, but tell the audience about the fire truck in Cape Verde?
Oh, the fire
yeah,
truck,
yeah.
yeah. So I was talking to my dad about this. I guess a lot of Cape Verdeans from around this area provided a lot
yeah.
of money to ship this Pawtucket fire truck to Brava. It's pretty cool because like
It's dope.
who else
That
is
is,
doing
yeah.
that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a group and you know what I mean, as a team, like a lot of Cape Verdeans put in their own money, their hard-earned money to get this resource that Cape Verde needs. At the end of the day, it's
See what happens
it's
when
a
we
win.
band together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one thing about Cape Verdeans. They like ride for each other. You know, they help out.
Mm,
At least people here, they're always sending stuff back there. You know,
100%.
always back
Yeah,
home.
of
So
course. But I'm just saying, like,
anytime there's
look
need,
at what
they do
happens
it.
when we come together and to accomplish something. They managed to put resources together and
And
send
they got
an
a Cape Verdean. Yeah. What island's got it?
American fire truck.
Brava got it, but
Just
you know
Brava.
what's crazy too? Because every time I've been talking to a lot of older people from that go to Cape Verde a lot, they said a lot of Chinese people are migrating over there.
nah,
Bro,
100%.
bro,
Yo,
there's
the
Chinese people that
craziest.
speak better
Been
Creole
like
than
that
me.
though.
Yeah.
That's not
How?
new. There's
Yeah.
Chinese people that live there have like little shops or
Yep.
Yeah.
in Somata there's a dentist that's been a dentist there for years, like since my mom was living there.
Marketplaces.
They've been there
everywhere.
for a while and they're like known, like they're cool with all
Yeah.
the people in the community and stuff like that.
That's
like, that's
crazy.
a real
Bro,
thing.
I even seen a white Jehovah Witnesses speaking to me in Creole.
What?
No
He had an
way.
accent, but I was
Now
like,
there is
he
sprinkled.
came on and
Yeah,
he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, it's the
I
fish."
seen a
I
couple-
looked
I've
at him,
seen
I
a
was like,
couple.
there's
"Hey,
some,
yo,
there's some
that-
like whites Europeans sprinkled in
Yeah.
there. That like you
When
just
I-
see them
when I was in
casually walking around the
Cape
hood. Like,
When I was in Cape Verde and I walked in one of those shops, the Chinese
Chinese
shops,
shops.
and the dude was like, Manera.
Yeah,
I was just
Manera.
like,
Bro, I'm telling
it's a
you,
mime.
yo,
Yeah, you're like,
Yo,
wait,
don't
what?
get me wrong. Like I knew that there's Chinese people that can speak Creole. Like there's a fish market on the other side that
Here in Rhode Island?
yeah in
Oh,
Pawtucket
shit, I
that-
didn't know
they
that.
speak Creole.
Yeah.
Like, at that fish market. Like
I did
fluently.
not know this at all.
and I've been there before, but like I kind of brushed it off. Like I already knew. But when I went there to Cape Verde and I'm standing there having a full blown conversation with this Chinese guy in Creole, my mind was just blown. I was like, yo, this can't be real. Like,
Yeah,
yo, we're
but,
doomed.
you
We're
know,
doomed.
yeah, and it's nuts because it's not even just Cape Verde.
Oh, yeah.
They're everywhere now.
yeah.
They're all over
Area.
Africa.
Yeah, heck yeah.
They're in South America.
No, that's
know, there's a huge
absolutely. It's just
population.
funnier because it's
It's
Cape
weird,
Verdean.
yeah, because you go to
Like-
these different cultures, different populations, and it's just like it's weird. It was the most weird thing
Bro,
seeing
I
a
was
Chinese
in shock.
person-
I'm like,
guy
yo, I'm here
speak
speaking
Creole.
Creole with a Chinese,
Chinese,
dude,
yeah.
and I'm like, nah, this is crazy.
But you know, in another way, it's good too though, because you know, there's a lot of foreigners and stuff moving to Cape Verde, injecting a lot of money
Yeah.
into the country, which is why Cape Verde now is building so much. You know, this money had to come from somewhere.
I know that too. Like it depends if you do it the right way. I know Cape Verde did. They had one of the Chinese businessmen. They wanted to do business with Cape Verde, but they said they wanted to do it in their currency, and Cape Verde said, "No, you're gonna do it in ours."
yeah,
Trying to build up the economy.
you seen that half-built casino,
Casino, yeah.
in Praia? When you
I think
got
it's in Gamboa around there.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's literally you could see it's the
Yeah.
building was put up, but like they just stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know what
What the
happened or
problem
what caused
was,
it to
yeah.
stop, but
Yeah. So as long as you do it the right way, I have no problem with Chinese people coming in. Yeah. Like you said, it's
Yeah,
good
I
for
mean,
business and everything.
as long as it's good for the country,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
I'm not
at the
sure
end of the day.
casino is the best idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why casino. Yeah.
For Cape Verde, not right
Tourists,
now.
maybe,
not
but-
right now.
Nah, right now.
Yeah, but casinos,
Yeah, but
though,
even
you
that-
need to turn. You need people coming in and out.
If that's the case, you could put a casino in like Sella Boa Vista where like people
Tourist island,
consistently
yeah.
vacation to, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
My mom told me that they were actually taking the coins and melting it and making jewelry. So she told me they stopped using coins over there in Cape Verde.
What, a scooter?
Nah,
Yeah,
they're still using.
that's-
they're still
using
using
it?
coins.
That's what she
Nah.
told me. Like there's
Nah.
a shortage in coins.
It's probably a shortage because I've noticed. I went to a couple of places. They open the cash register and there's like
nothing.
Yeah.
very little coins.
I've
So
been
that
there.
could
That's
be
what
some
she told me,
validity
so-
to that.
And she was there this recently.
You probably need mad quarters just to make whatever. So I wouldn't. do
Hey,
it.
collect them all. Everyone,
mean, yeah, that's
everyone
true.
collects change. You know what I
It's
mean?
not like America though. You see in the floor a penny here and there. It's different over there.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
You know, it's crazy.
each their own.
A penny costs 3 cents. Is it a penny
Yeah,
costs 3
yeah.
cents to make?
like American.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
did
why
not
they
know
want,
that.
that's why I think it wants to stop
Making pennies.
making
Really?
pennies.
Yeah.
It
Because
saves
it's
the
costing us
government
money.
mad money.
3 cents. I didn't even know.
3
that.
cents to make a penny.
Speaking of currencies, didn't they just pass a new federal legislation, the new bill, the $250 bill with Trump's face on it?
See, I heard
Yeah,
that,
they
but
just
I
did.
didn't know if
Yeah,
it was
but-
true or not.
No, it's true.
I heard they wanted to pass, like you said, a $250
signed it.
bill, but I didn't know if it was true or not.
I forgot the dude's name.
I thought
Sean
it was
Wilson
like
on that.
some
I
propaganda.
never even
or
heard of
whatever.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
just-
gonna lie, if
I
I'm
heard,
president, if I'm president too, I'm gonna get my face on a dollar bill.
Yeah, but all right. At this point, we're gonna have to have like $50, 50 bills. You know how many
Yeah, but
presidents
like
there are?
you're not gonna use it's like the $2 bill. You rarely even see it.
I got a bunch of them. I ain't using them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a
holding on to
collector's
them.
item.
What-
I have it
collector-
too.
I mean, yeah.
it's like
I
a collector's
guess.
item, but like no one's gonna use a 250.
You know what they're
Yeah,
gonna do? They're
it's
gonna
so
flex. They're
odd
gonna
number,
buy.
yeah.
They're gonna get millions of dollars and $250 and just hold it and just flex on it. People are just gonna flex
It'll
it.
be a collector's item.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Just
Yeah.
think about it. People barely use cash already as is.
Yeah, that's true too. Maybe a new coin or something.
You
But
searching it? It's something Wilson. I forgot the dude's name.
250 is just a weird number. Yeah.
They said is because that Biden messed up the inflation so bad that they did that to like come at him or something like that.
I mean, I don't see why you need a $250.
50, yeah.
It's because inflation's so bad.
No,
that
I get that. You know, it's kind of like in other countries where they have like $1 million bill because inflation got so bad they're just like, oh, now it's $1 million for a can of Coke or something. But
I think it's our turn. It's finally our turn to get a new bill. It's been a while.
But I don't want to.
Yeah, everything's digital
Yeah.
currency though. Like, what's the point? We're not gonna.
I don't. I never asked for this.
No, I mean, there's
Yeah.
still always going to be cash.
Yeah, they will.
They're never going to fully get rid of it. They
No.
want to, but it's
No,
like
never
hard.
fully, but like,
They still want to launder money, so they got to keep cash around.
You gotta keep some, yeah.
You
You
know
gotta
what I
keep
mean?
some kind of cash around.
Yo, if you, I was thinking this is like probably off like script, but if you get rid of cash, how homeless people gonna ask for money?
Yeah, I never
Cash
thought
app.
about that.
they're gonna open a
Homeless
cash.
people have cell phones,
Imagine
bro.
that.
Not all the time, though.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
right.
open a cash.
Maybe
Yo, matter
having-
of fact, yo, these corner people, these corner homeless, they're getting ruthless and they get
Yeah.
they get
They get greedy. They ask
they
them
get
for a
greedy
dollar.
and they
Yeah.
get an attitude because usually they put in at least a little bit of effort, make a little sign, a
Yeah.
little poster like,
Yup.
yo, I lost
Yup.
my family, my house burned down, or
That's where
something. I'll work for free or something. Like, yo, the other day I'm at a corner and the lady walking around with nothing, no sign or nothing, just hands out, just like this. I'm like, yo,
Nah,
yo,
it
the
depends on the
dumb
person
outta
because
here.
look, it depends on the person because I actually met somebody today. I didn't even know he was homeless or anything. He was holding a board, but he came up and started talking about a story about a bike situation because he said my bike. He's like, "Yo, how much is that?" I told him my bike's this much. He said, "Oh shit!" And he told me the whole story. I was like, "Oh shit, you're actually cool. You never asked for money." I gave him $10 right there. Boom. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, some of them are greedy, but some of them are cool. Like, it's unfortunate because not everyone's has the capability to like actually.
It's
go out
hard
and-
to weed through the
bullshit.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
my view is kind of skewed. Once they introduce me to the fact that they're running some sort of like Ponzi scheme, or there's like a ring
Yeah.
of it, and they have like a manager or like a ringleader
Yeah.
that's sending them out, like, yo, go to
Yeah,
this corner,
pretty much.
go to this corner, collect what you can, bring it back. Once I heard that, my thing just got skewed, and I just started looking at all of them, like, yeah, you're working a shift right now. You guys are all working a shift,
Yeah,
and they
pretty
all
much,
be in
they
the
robbed
same
you.
kind of vicinity.
You know,
Yeah,
the craziest
robbed you
thing
of
I
peace of
seen,
mind.
I once seen some guy, he was holding the sign, right? He was looking down. As you drive past him, he has like an iPhone, like the latest iPhone. He's just over there, like
Yeah.
Better than mine.
ah,
Clean
you know,
shoes.
yeah, lazy.
Like,
But
nah,
yeah, you just gotta filter through it, you know.
But the
it's
thing
hard
is
to-
too though with that,
hard to tell,
before
isn't it?
before we go, like, if I'm gonna give, like, whether they're playing me or not, I'm just gonna give just to give. Like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
But that's how
Just
you
take
can
it,
have to
that's it.
go about it. You're
Yeah.
not giving them,
I'm
just
not
helping them.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
giving
thinking
them.
twice about like,
Yeah.
hey, here.
People get food too sometimes.
bless
They'll
you,
be like,
that's it,
all right,
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what you want, and they'll go and come back. So yeah,
There is one dude though that goes on Thayer Street. He was an older man. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't really ask much, but he comes out a brand new Cadillac. He'll fool everybody. I seen him walk out the Cadillac.
wait,
Come
he'll
on
get
the
off the
side
Cadillac.
with a sign and everything, bro.
Yeah, there was-
let
there
me
was-
find out.
there was-
Yeah, let's
bro,
jump
I'm
him.
pop- yeah.
Let's
There was a
jump
lot
on
of
it.
news
Facts for
stories.
sure.
Let's
Yeah.
jump
There was news stories about this when this kind of first thing popped off, and I forgot what news agency went and did it, but essentially they watched one of these people and they followed him. I don't remember what state it was or whatever, but when they followed the person, it was literally like a shift. They'd go there, stand
Yeah.
in the corner, collect their money, and then the person went into like their car, and it wasn't like a old car or nothing. It was like a fairly new car, and the person drove to a house, right? So they come later and they knock on the door, and then they're like, the guy opens the door and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, sorry, you the homeowner?" And it's like, "Yeah." So like the dude who owns the house,
That's cracking, yeah.
you know.
I
But
wonder
business.
like how much they make. To be honest with you,
Make
like,
a lot.
Yeah,
probably do,
Could
yeah.
make a lot, bro.
I'd have to
Everyone's
find the
grateful for it.
article, but I think they did kind of break down or
How much he
guesstimate of
made,
how
yeah.
much he's earning a year by doing that.
That's crazy. But it's just like you said, like they rob you of peace of mind. Now you don't know who to trust.
Yeah, you don't. But
Yeah.
then, like I said, on the flip side, like if you're gonna give, just give and then don't think twice. Like whether you know you're just giving anyway. So whether that person actually uses it and needs it, or even if they scam you, so what? You know what? Just don't think twice about it. If you're gonna give, just give.
Yeah, you know, also too, I was gonna say, back to the Zelensky one. Another thing that was funny was they asked them about Tate coming to Miami. What do you guys take on that?
Oh, did they
Tate
ask
brothers,
him?
yeah.
I must have skipped.
They asked him,
completely
and
through
I
it.
think he said that he didn't know who
They
they
asked
were really.
Zelensky
No,
about
not
that?
Zelensky, Trump. They
So
asked him-
who asked who?
It was a
Zelensky
reporter.
asked
They
Trump?
asked
Reporter
what-
asked Trump.
But that the Tate was coming to Miami or whatever, and he didn't know what to say. He's
It's
like,
really
I don't
not
know.
a-
I was under the impression that he was the one that
I think he
pushed Romania
Yeah.
to
I
lift
think
his
he,
travel.
I think he approved
Yeah,
it, but
he
like
did.
he's
Oh,
approving
it's
things.
probably one of those things. It's just
He's like, hey, do you mind just like approving this?
Yeah.
Like, Romania's trying to like lift. I mean,
yeah, and he's just
Probably-
like,
he's like, "Ah, whatever."
Whatever, yeah.
He
But
definitely paid for it. I mean,
he made it
is
seem
what
like
but
he
it's
didn't know
not
them.
even that big of a deal though. Like they're here handling, I guess, family matters or whatever.
I don't even know.
they are
what I heard.
American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they still have family here.
Yeah.
So
They were
it's
born here. They're United States citizens.
Yeah, so it's not like they're here for something extravagant, but I'm sure you'll see them pop up on someone's. Actually, PBD is doing another interview with Andrew while he's here.
Yeah.
Now that I think about
I
it,
heard Joe Rogan's gonna do one too.
that'd be dope.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That's
might as well.
I would
Yeah.
love to see them too.
Oh, they haven't done one yet. I was under the impression they
Yeah,
had.
No,
he hasn't
they
been
didn't.
in the U.S. in forever,
I mean, yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
and Joe Rogan doesn't travel. Like you come to him,
he doesn't do no virtual stuff either.
No.
It's always like,
like you come to his
Yeah.
studio in
Okay,
Austin,
yeah.
Texas.
yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That should be interesting. I know lately though he's like not been as much.
He hasn't been that active.
Nah, I mean he's active. I think he does lives and stuff, but he's not like doing the same kind of content he was before. Like he's calmed down a lot since that because of
I
all
think he's
the
been
stuff
trying to
happening.
let everything kind of blow over
Die
first
down.
and,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
get
You're
everything.
right. He hasn't posted a freaking emergency meeting in a while.
Yeah,
Mr.
Yeah.
Producer.
Yeah, he's definitely dialed it down a lot. But that's the things that happen. Like even with what's it called, Fresh and Fit. I think
oh, those guys.
I think they're like on the verge of splitting up
No.
or something.
No, they're
not
not
fully
splitting
splitting
They're
up.
on
But
point right now.
what's the guy's
They,
name?
so
Fit?
Myron does a lot of
Not
political-
Myron, the other one.
Fresh.
Fresh,
So
yeah.
Fresh
Fresh
is
and Fit.
doing his
is
thing,
Myron Fresh.
but they're still. It's more of the females. When they have a lot of females in there, they're just tired of that. They're moving more to the political side of things, and I've been watching a lot of Myron Game videos, and I've been learning a lot, and he's been doing a lot of spaces, and they talk about some crazy things like the JFK files and the Epstein files.
He
and
worked in Homeland Security,
yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Yeah,
so he has a
FBI,
lot of
yeah.
insight on
Yeah.
like
a
that
lot
kind
of
stuff.
information, bro. Like you can learn a lot from that dude, and it's like
Yeah, if you
yeah,
put like his douchebag stuff aside,
Yeah.
he's insightful on a lot of.
He's
it.
real with it, bro.
Now
you
that
know
he
what I mean?
said politics, right? You said Trump was American citizen.
I said
Tate.
Tate.
Yeah, but I thought he was trying to push UK politics. I mean, granted, I don't know.
No,
details.
no,
No, they
no.
moved to the UK.
Yeah.
like
so
early in
his
life.
dad
Yeah,
was
okay.
a CIA agent.
I thought he was a chess
Well, he
player.
worked. He is, but he worked for the CIA.
Like a
at
kind
some
of
point.
okay. He had more.
CIA or
He.
Air
no, I think
Force or
it's-
something like that. I don't know.
Anyways, so when him and his mom got divorced, whatever, she took both of them and moved to the UK.
Okay.
But
so
they
they're-
were
they're
they grew up
originally
there,
here
but
and
they
then-
were born.
okay, okay,
they were born here.
Because I know he was on social media saying that he wanted to, be in some political party power in the UK, whether it's whatever they do, mayor or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they. Do
I don't
it.
know how UK
Yeah.
works. Yeah. That's why I was wondering. But yeah,
He did say he would only come to the U.S. if things in office, though.
if Trump, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Because he'll protect him. To be honest, he won't go after him.
Yeah, no one will go after him. No one bother him.
You can't trust the
Yeah,
Biden
bigger fish to fry.
administration.
Yeah. Say it again?
Trump got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I did want to go back to that whole like Chinese people in like different countries thing that we was talking about. I just want to have a little bit of fun with it because I made up this theory. You know how like for years, China's known for playing like the long game and a
Yeah.
lot of things. And you know, there's Chinese people literally in all over the world, different countries. They learn the language, they establish businesses there, they help grow these economies in all these places. I feel like at some point down the line, like China or whoever is running China back is gonna push like a red button, and all the people that's been scattered throughout the world are
Kinda
just
like
gonna turn.
robots? Yeah.
They're just gonna turn sour.
What kind
Wherever
of
they are.
crazy ass?
Yo, they
Press
just
the
gonna.
button. all the-
Apocalypse.
Yo,
Looking
they're just
ass.
gonna turn sour and just cause
Yeah, yo.
immense destruction wherever they are, and then China's just gonna invade all these places.
Yo, we'd be screwed if they know kung fu. That's all I know.
Yo, so I did learn something crazy. Not too much people really understand or even pay attention to. So China loans a lot of money around the world.
Yeah.
So they already did that.
That's
a lot
how they're
in
getting a
Africa.
lot of control
they-
of all the ports in
Exactly.
Africa.
Bro, they be doing these
They
deals.
give you
Exactly.
loans knowing
Yeah.
you can't pay
You
it back.
can't pay
and
back.
then
Yeah,
they take
now you're
control of the
indebted.
ports.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're doing it everywhere right now, and Africa is almost half of it is almost taken. And it's I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, they could do what they
You know,
do.
bro, till this day, I don't understand why Africa doesn't do kind of like how the EU,
Mhm.
you know, how they've come together and they have
But that was the whole conspiracy. They try to do it with what's the guy from
Gaddafi.
Yeah,
Gaddafi,
exactly. They
yeah.
try to
Off them.
centralize and all that, and they off them.
But like everyone else is doing
And they
it.
knew how powerful it would be.
All
Yeah,
the other big
exactly.
parties are doing it. like if they did that, that would be huge, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
allow them to fight back on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, they still need a lot of work, and the problem
'Cause
with
Africa produces a lot of resources.
and the other problem with them is they're too busy divide and conquer. They're too
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, they be having civil
fighting
wars.
each other
too
all the
much
time.
Right
wars
now, there's a
down there.
war in I think it's
There's
Congo.
war everywhere. Congos, there's war probably in Sudan, everywhere.
They have a ton of like
too much.
these civil wars, bro.
Ridiculous.
Divide and conquer.
I mean, yeah.
Just
There's
too
so much
divided.
worried about fighting each other that they can't. Yo, let's do what they're doing. Let's get together and try to be actual
for the bigger
impactful
picture.
force.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
But
now
even like the politicians though in these African countries, they're all corrupt too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to get ahead
Yeah.
because like they only care about the interests of their own.
Pockets and their
Pockets.
families'
Yeah.
pockets
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
It's
That's
one
true.
of those, they kind of do the same thing like Russia does, where for example, they could give the highest person in government $1 billion and say, "Oh, we need to use this to fund the military efforts," and then that guy's gonna take the $1 billion, give it to the guy under him, and be like, "Yo, they just gave us 900 million to fund these military efforts." And he's taking the money and he's bringing it to the next guy. He's
Skimming off
like,
the
"Yo,
top.
they just gave us $800 million."
That's what it, that's,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's skimming off the top.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
To be honest, that's
but and that's the thing that happened. I think that would definitely make them. I'm not gonna say a superpower. It's not gonna make them a superpower.
Not
but
overnight,
It would
but
make
they
them.
would be.
It
Yeah.
would make them, somewhat formidable and recognizable. Maybe
Yeah.
not as a military force, but if all their resources, they could at least come together and then make better negotiations and deals with countries like China, or
yeah. Instead of
you're
still
right.
getting
Yeah.
like
Instead of
raped,
getting
pretty
licked.
much. Yeah, getting
Exactly.
licked.
which is what they're doing now. I mean,
Like
we're
they've
talking
been
about a
doing.
country that say traded salt for gold. I mean, it's just saying.
It's tough because like each country in Africa is getting supported in resources from different
Big
countries.
yeah.
So like
Because they're
Russia's
dividing
China,
them.
China,
They're
France,
dividing them.
all
Russia's
these-
giving you
Yeah,
this, America's
Spain,
giving you this,
everything.
that. So they all have their own ideology where like they don't mess with each other because they all think differently. You know what I mean? They're all like
Africa
coming at
needs
each
to be
other.
a country, and all those countries need to be states.
States.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
like
Might
the
be too
United
late for
States.
that.
But then the
Oh.
problem
Might be
becomes
too
is
late for that.
you're gonna
Yeah.
have all these presidents. Oh, I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna
gonna
be
be-
the
Yeah,
leader.
exactly.
Civil
exactly,
War.
yeah. And also religions too. Like I think East African and North African are all Muslim, and the rest are like Catholicism and stuff.
So
like that.
in America, we have Jews, you have Christians, you have Catholics.
but they die by that shit, yo.
It's
They
the
do.
knowledge
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
They
they
don't have the
die by
knowledge
that.
like that.
Yeah.
They're raised in like crap. You know, you need more schools. You need more. You resources, everything. You just, they fighting every day. Even Congo, they still got the mines over there, the cobalt mines. They're
That's
born
part
in
of what the
slavery.
war
You
is
know what I
going.
mean? It's like
That war they
The
have
war,
is,
yeah.
is part of that.
it's tough. I mean, how do you change that when that's making them big corporations money to run our society?
Yeah, but that's why there's a lot of focus in dividing and conquering that region, and you see this not only in Africa. You can see this in the Middle East too, and this kind of thing has happened, not even just to those two countries, but other countries. They say history repeats itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are like those kind of world trade tactics that are being used to kind of take advantage. I mean, it is what it is, right? That's the game. Like even now, like with Trump coming in office and telling Zelensky, like, no, you want our money? We need something in return, resources, blah, blah, blah. And, that's not necessarily a fully bad thing, because there's always going to be a country that needs to be a superpower or police the world. I mean, for the most part, America's policing the world. But I don't think we should anymore, which is why I'm
Who's
not
gonna
mad.
take up the mantle?
Well, I think that's part of.
I don't
like,
think they need.
It's gonna be someone.
but that's the thing. I feel like that's something that Trump is kind of, and I don't want to keep like just bringing everything back to Trump, but I know he's mentioned before, like we don't need to have our hands
In everywhere.
in
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
We don't
too,
need.
yeah.
We really don't. Like, why are
Especially,
we
like-
focusing on all these areas where we can build up our country?
Yeah.
now that you bring that up, remember when Zelensky was just like, "Oh, you guys just think you're safe now because you're across the water or something."
Yeah,
But wait, you're gonna feel it.
yeah.
And Trump's
He was
like,
like,
Yeah, he was
you
like,
can't
"Feel
tell us
what?"
what. Yeah.
Feel
much,
what?
yeah, yeah.
You're talking to me.
Yeah.
Feel what?
Forgot
what
we
he was
got,
like,
we
"Don't
got,
tell me
we
what
got,
I feel."
yo, we got
Yeah.
bases all across the
Everywhere.
globe. You talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
feel something. What
I
make
feel
you
like
feel
they
something?
know better, bro. They definitely know way more. Where this is just like joke to them. Like this is for comedy. They know they have to sit in front of the whole world to show what they're about. But in reality, they're just playing a game.
Well, I don't
They're
know
just
because
playing a
remember
game,
I said
bro.
in the beginning, like usually these types of meetings
Yeah.
are not public. So this is kind of like a glimpse of like what these
Yeah.
conversations are like. 'Cause usually you'll hear, oh, this prime minister, this president, this person's flying in to meet with the president and to have conversations, and then that's pretty much the extent
I like
of
it.
it.
It's transparency.
And then afterwards, they'll tell you certain points of what came out of the
Came out,
conversation.
yeah.
This was fully televised, the complete dialogue. And you know Trump, he's a showman.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna,
That's why he did it like this, so
Yeah.
everyone knows.
yeah,
But I think
the type
that was
he's
his
dealing
chess
with.
move, like
Yeah,
to
for
other
sure.
countries. It's just
For
like,
sure.
yo, you think this is a game?
yeah, like, yo, you think
Nah.
we're playing
You
with
Yeah.
you?
guys, you guys.
Did you hear? How he
Like,
said
I
he was-
know what you guys did the last 4 years. I'm president now. I open the books.
Nah, he had balls to say that. Like, oh yeah, you guys will feel it soon. Feel what?
Yeah, nah, yeah.
Feel what? We go to war for nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was hilarious. I can't lie.
Oh my goodness.
They
Yo,
did it in the
that's
Oval
me.
Office, right?
Nah, it was.
I don't know if it was.
I don't know if it's an Oval
no,
Office,
it wasn't
but it
Oval.
was probably in the White House somewhere. Though.
I was
Definitely
gonna
the White
say it would
House,
have been
yeah.
funny if he was just like,
It
you
is
see
that.
that little box
Yeah, you
right
see
there?
that right
Yeah,
there?
There's a
the
red
button.
button.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come over. Yeah.
Come on, bro. Just go ahead, sign that mineral deal, and get out of my face, bro. And don't make me wait either.
Yeah,
'Cause you keep
facts.
waiting, we're just gonna let Putin have his way with you.
It's crazy how we could just drive right by that place, though. It's really not that far.
Drive what?
The DC,
DC
Washington,
White
DC.
House. Yeah.
Oh, the White
White
House.
House, yeah.
I'm sorry. This is like on topic, not really on topic. The most gangster picture ever is Pablo Escobar and his son taking a picture outside of the White House while being like the most notorious drug dealer in the world.
I don't think I've seen that.
I
one.
think
never
I
seen
yeah.
that?
I don't think I.
gotta
No,
knock it
I don't
up.
think I never did.
Bro,
Yeah.
there's a picture of him and his son standing
Yeah.
outside of the White House.
Knowing that he's,
is
like,
gangster.
All the stuff he does. The cartels
Knowing that
and
he is
yeah.
like the man in the world.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
Alright.
gangster.
Check it out. I don't know.
Dude, that is-
Yeah. But definitely a lot of interesting things going on. I mean, I do feel bad for the people in Ukraine for going through the things they're going through. And it's funny. I think they were just doing an audit or something's going on in Ukraine where they're doing an audit and they're realizing that a lot of this started obviously because KGB spies coming kind of going in Ukraine, taking different positions in politics over there and kind of getting people to sway. That's kind of how the whole invasion became introduced. So I think a lot of people's eyes are kind of opening to that, especially in other European countries. So that should shift things. But ultimately, when it comes to policing the world, back to our conversation, like as far as things that happen on the other side of the ocean, I think we should only be getting not too involved in.
yeah.
I mean,
There's
we
no
have
point.
we have our own stuff to worry about, and
Yeah.
it's like the whole thing. Like we're giving them $320 billion to support.
Billions, yeah.
We have our own internal issues that we need to address. Not saying we shouldn't help them, but there was definitely a better way to.
They're not
go
even
around
an
this.
ally. I don't even think they're a part of the union. Yeah.
But I think now the way he's going about it makes a lot of sense. Like, no, we're willing to help you, but we do need something in return, that's
yeah.
going to help us.
It's not just give.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
exactly.
we can't just give you all this for the free.
Yeah,
Like, nah, we
facts.
need something in return.
Yeah.
Cause think about it, you came and asked us for help.
Yeah.
You could have asked anybody else right next to you. You got all of Europe. You came and asked us.
Yeah.
So,
As a
Um,
taxpayer, I agree with that.
yeah.
Stop giving my money away.
Yeah.
Straight up.
yeah, I mean, but you're going to get that with every president. That's one thing I do like kind of agree with the way he's going about it, but I'm not saying like everything he does is, he's great, blah, blah, blah. He makes mistakes. But in this case, I think this is one thing he is doing. I'm like, this actually makes sense.
Yeah.
This is how it should be done and go about. Because that, like I'm American at the end of the day, right? I was born here. I live here. Don't plan on leaving.
Where
know-
are you?
Huh?
You born there? Nah, it's paper. I don't know.
Trying to
Say
get
green
ice.
horn.
He's trying to get
I don't
ice
know.
over here. They're in
One
Providence still.
folk. I don't
Were
know.
you?
Nah, yeah, heck yeah. Born and raised. Yeah, 100%.
But at the end of the day, I want to see my
Yeah.
country win.
Succeed, yeah. We're
Same
living
like
here, yeah.
same like I
absolutely.
grew up over here. We have the Patriots. I want to see the Patriots win. I want to see my team win.
Yeah.
So and that's that's just how I feel. You can argue it as much as you want. Like I live here. I want the country I'm living in to be
Right. You want to have that sort of pride
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
country you live in.
I don't know too much about it, but this is funny because you're talking about our country here. I think they were asking, you know how there's a green card, there's a gold card. You guys heard about that?
The
I
Trump,
don't agree with that.
the Trump gold card?
Yeah,
I
where
don't
you pay
agree
like
with that.
$5 million, you get a gold card.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't agree with
Well, the thing is, the 5 million, you're pretty much
You're paying for the card and you
you're
get,
paying for the card to
get a green
be
card,
granted like a green
Yeah,
card or
but
citizenship
a
to
little
come.
more. Yeah,
But it's more so on the fact of like you're coming here to either bring your business from wherever you're from here and create jobs and grow your business here and employ people or whatever.
Well,
I'm
no,
curious, why
And the
not?
5
Yeah.
million goes towards the government.
The government
and then
and
that's like a
taxes and
stream
then,
of another stream of income for
Income,
the
yeah.
government.
I thought because prior to that card, something like that already existed, where if you wanted to come to America and you was wealthy, if you built a business, hired employees, and injected money into the economy that way, they'd allow you to get your
yeah,
Yeah,
That-
it was
that
like
already
the
existed.
EB5 program, something like that.
Yeah,
But
that
I don't think
already
I don't think
existed.
that whole scope of that program was that efficient. I mean, you don't really hear about it.
Yeah, but what's like, yeah, I mean, why would you hear about it? That's something like you're not an immigrant with
Yeah.
a lot of money looking to come. I wouldn't know about that. I only
I
started
wouldn't, yeah.
knowing about this stuff because I'm just saying like, all right, we're just gonna make you guys
But,
pay
no,
5 million.
but the
and
thing is, other countries have that same sort of program too.
we're not other countries. I go buy a citizenship in whatever island that just gives them,
gives
'cause-
them
yeah, but that's because they need money.
Yeah.
They don't have a large population of people there. You know what I'm saying? It's not a desirable place to just go.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that are going and buying citizenships are, usually criminals or usually people trying to do shady stuff.
Yeah.
We're not them.
I'm curious though. Why don't you agree with it? Why don't you like it? The gold card.
Because it's cheaper than what we already had in place. Like before,
So you want them to raise the price, and
No.
you'll be fine with it.
not even that. So before, the way it was set up, like you had to build a business here. You had to hire employees. You had to actually pump money into the economy, right? To do all that would cost more than 5 million.
Yeah,
So now it's just like, here's a shortcut and then here's a cheap shortcut, and then you probably not gonna have to do none of that stuff. Now, what's that? I feel like that might open the doors to like wealthy criminals
But the
or
thing
whatever
is,
in other countries.
before they had a bunch of immigrants coming in looking for work, so they would do that, but they would be easier to hire a lot of people because employment, like everyone was looking for a job. Now I feel like they have to put more effort and put more money into the employees to help them grow more. You know what I mean? Instead of just paying them very cheap. You know what I mean? To have them work. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it could be bad, but it could be good too to help our society grow as a
Yeah.
group
I might
instead of invest on people who aren't
Yeah.
from here.
I might be wrong in my understanding what the card is, but as far as my current understanding is pretty much you pay $5 million, you get a green card.
You get
Yeah,
green. Yeah,
with a little
they
more
give you
benefits, yeah.
they give you green card privileges.
yeah.
And then
pretty
it's a route to citizenship. So you're not necessarily just granted a citizenship.
Yeah, but it was
But it's
like
a
that.
route to
It was
that.
like that before, where if you came and you built a business and you hired people, you had a route to citizenship as well.
You want to get rid of it or just up the price? Because really, it
Well,
just
we
sounds
did up
like
the
you're saying it's
price
cheaper.
because the EB5 program was a minimum investment of like $1.5 million or $800,000 in
Yeah.
economically distressed zones.
yeah, that's more than double. Then yeah,
So this is
That's
just
way more than
$5 million
Yeah.
off the top. I think the program that I think New Zealand runs, I think it's like 10 million is their
buy-in or whatever.
their price.
10 million.
So
Maybe
our-
10
ours
million.
is-
Maybe 10 million. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and ours is 5. Would be 5.
I just thought 5 was too cheap.
No, actually
5
5
million?
is kind of like middle because some
With
countries are
inflation and all that.
lower. We're like right in the middle.
But
New
we're
Zealand-
the number one country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone
like-
wants to do market here. Yeah.
Yeah, like for most companies, if you don't have some of your business income coming from America, you're not really,
You're not top dog.
You're not-
I just
yeah,
thought I don't know.
gold
I just thought it
level.
I think it's a pretty decent move.
It's a
to
good
establish
move.
business here and
And
everything like
it'll
that.
help- it'll bring
I
up,
don't- yeah,
It'll up our income a little bit.
I definitely am not opposed to it.
Us compared to like China, we do have one of the best like people and like citizens. A lot smarter people, a lot harder worker. You know what I mean?
Well,
Compared to the whole
that's because
world.
we have a mix of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's a conversation
Not
we had
because
before.
not because of the mix. It's because the environment. Because we were just raised more comfortable, more able to not have so much stress to our mental to actually
Yeah.
learn more.
But on an innovation sense, right? And I had this conversation before. No country is creating stuff like the U.S. is, right? A lot of inventions were created here. The first electric cars were created here. The
Planes,
birth of the internet was created here. A lot of other countries take our inventions and they might develop it better. Like they might say, "Oh, China makes better chips," but who created the chips in the first place? Here, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff was designed and invented here and then developed in another place. Yeah, China makes the best LED bulbs, but who put the electricity in the
first
bulb?
place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But and I feel like that's largely because we have such a mix of people in one country that can combine and develop our ideas.
Nah, it's
Versus-
because we have all the intuitions of all the schools in this area. We have the best schools around the world,
Yeah,
bro.
who's going to these schools? This is
no
my
matter,
point.
but not even if it's anybody, we still have everything here. We are providing all the knowledge.
Yes,
We're making people.
But the knowledge come from people, right?
No, it comes from the school. No,
Who teaches the school?
Who teaches the school?
People. Yeah, it comes down to people.
like us though. Us. Not. I'm not saying like you're getting a bunch of people from Africa to come here for them to be super smart. No, they got to come here, then put in all the work. But the problem is they got to put in the time in this area first.
Yes,
You know
but
what I mean?
my point is
I mean,
that in America, things get invented, ideas get brought up because we have so much clash of different people and different cultures really refining an invention that benefits all people because all people are here versus when you go to a different country, let's say China or Russia, where everyone's Russian or everyone's Chinese and they all have the same culture, all have the same mindset, all have the same. That's why they can't invent things like we invent things. They might develop it after we already invented it and make the chip better or faster, blah, 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 with their knowledge. But no one's inventing things like we are in America. And that's because we're clashing so much and refining a process and so many different ideas and cultures. And we all live together in this country and we all figure out a way to like maneuver with ourselves, communicate with each other and put our ideas into something that invents great stuff. Every great invention, America. Even all the bad ones too, like the atom bomb. But it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? But like,
nah, I know what you mean.
who did it first?
Yeah.
Us.
a bunch of diversity over here.
Let's shift away a little bit from politics. I think we've wrapped up our politics talk for the day.
Yeah.
Right.
So much going on. That's why everyone's focused
I
on
know.
it.
It's so easy.
Every day is something new.
But we learn so much from it. You know what I mean?
It does.
And I even learned a
It
lot
starts to
from,
make you think.
I even learned a lot from the comment section. Sometimes I'll go and see the comments people put and they'll like add extra stuff that I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, now look into it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. Which is why I always say like, this is an open table, If I'm wrong about something, change my mind, but show
Yeah.
me why I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me the
Just
the
don't say
facts,
it.
you know?
Yeah. With the
yeah.
article or whatever.
Because I'm not going to believe anything I hear and only half of what I see. So, that's how I go about things. But, we challenge each other the same way, we clash, we refine our ideas and we come to a conclusion like, okay, this is right.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
I was thinking about something too. This is actually a good topic to get on to. Is it how can you fact check somebody when you have like Google, Wikipedia, and like Facebook, social media? How do you believe them? How do you believe the
Well-
person providing the information? Like even Wikipedia, because Wikipedia will change something or just put anything out there from the person, like how their network and net worth and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like sometimes they're wrong. You know what I
So,
mean?
so this is how I go about kind of fact checking anything. Do your research, look online, whatever, right? Obviously try to find the most reliable sources, but sometimes even reliable sources not reliable.
Yeah.
Like some people might say Fox News is reliable,
Yeah.
CNN is a reliable source.
All biased.
all
but
biased.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what it ultimately comes down to is don't believe in anything you hear and half of what you see. So now when you see something and you get all this data, now try to apply it to real life.
Yeah.
Kind of like I tell a lot of people, like, even with like religion, you know, if you want to kind of fact check religion, if you learn something in the book, now try to apply it to real life. Do you see that thing could have happened? Are there artifacts that prove that it's real? Like, from what you know about life, do you think that it makes sense? You know, with your logic, you know, that's the best way you could go about it because you weren't there. So that's the only way you're gonna get real hard facts. It's from the first source, whatever it's called. But you know, a lot of the time we're getting this information and it's handed down 5-6 times. So it's gonna come back to, does this logically make sense?
Yeah.
You know.
I also think
you
like,
could also like what's it called? Find like 3 different sources and just compare and contrast. You know?
Yeah, but sometimes the problem with the 3 different sources is, what if all 3 sources are owned by the same network?
Well,
Exactly.
that's why, like, for example, if we go to politics, right, I'll look right wing, left wing, and then an independent, right, and then gather the information. Obviously, do what you say, see what I see in real life, you know, because obviously it affects us, and then I'll make a conclusion that way. You know what I mean? But if all 3 of them are corrupt, yeah, pues te cagad.
I think the next wave of facts checking is gonna be the community, like just everybody being able to look at
Everyone
the
in
same
their own
thing.
communities, like Reddit.
Like Reddit, exactly. Like if everyone just puts everything together and everyone searches at the same time.
That's not gonna work though.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Because
no.
of AI users, bots going on all these freaking all these
yeah,
forums and then flooding it with nonsense.
That's
regardless.
why everything has to be verified now. To make sure there's verified accounts. That's gonna be the next wave. What's happening in porn? I mean, what happened in Pornhub? What they're doing is you're gonna have to have a verified account to even be on it. You know what I mean? So like you have to put your ID and all that. Now you
But
got
that's nonsense though, because
but that's real life. That's
No,
going
no,
on.
no, no,
'cause
no.
What's next? The
I
real
get it.
ID.
I get it.
That's
right?
next.
I need a verified account.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
listen,
are we going?
That's what I'm saying.
But hear me
Where
out.
are we going?
Hear me out. Let's say I need to add my license to the account,
Yeah.
whatever, to this online service
Yeah.
to get verified to have a user account, right? Who created that system or allowed it to work on the app?
That's where there's a third party verification company that's doing
The
that
point
stuff.
the point I'm getting at is,
It's all
if I'm the owner of XYZ social media, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make you guys verify, blah blah blah. But if I want to make a bunch of users on the back end to push my own stuff and then have them skip that verification process and make you think that they're verified and give them a check mark, how would you know the difference?
That's hard to check, but what they're already doing in
It would
government.
have to
So
be an
should we
inside
trust-
job.
But look,
how
should
would
we
you know the
trust the
difference?
government then? If they're doing that already with the real IDs and all that stuff, like now
But
we're gonna
that's
get
right.
people to vote for like by the what's called the last election. Like, how do you believe now if everyone's verified? Because they said it. You know what I mean? Now we gotta trust them no matter what. Have they lied to us at all? Like, you know what I mean? It's already happening. So why are we letting them continue that direction? You know what I mean? Because we all have to do real IDs soon in April. So like, then what's next? The next
what's
election.
funny?
And it's like,
Here's a funny thing in like the cybersecurity world, at least. You know, there's something new, and then they're like, this is now the best way to secure your thing, right? And everyone goes on it, and then they come out with something else new, and the old thing got a bunch of vulnerabilities. And then they're like, "Oh,
This
that
is
thing
the
is
best,
so
yeah.
outdated. Like, you still use that? Like, no, now you got to use this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what's going on. Like, yeah, you're gonna have this real ID thing, blah blah. Then in the future, you're gonna come out with something else. You're gonna be like, oh, now if you get the, I don't know, implant in your hand, and it's certainly
yeah, they're
real.
doing that.
And now it's for sure real. You know what I'm
The best
saying?
one,
'Cause
yeah.
now the real ID, oh, that's so outdated technology. And then in the future, it's going to be something else. And it's just
Retina
the same
scans, the
game again. Like,
fingerprints.
there's no way to.
chips.
And even if you get all of that, right? What's stopping them from still pumping fake data? If the owners of the data want to pump fake data, who's stopping them from doing that?
yeah,
Nobody.
and you
You
wouldn't
know,
know either.
it'd have to be an inside. Like, it's one of those things that have to be an inside job. You know, some people might get caught, and then they'll probably have auditing agencies and all the other stuff that go in, verify all this stuff. Some people will get caught, some people won't, in terms of business owners or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, there's always going to be a way around.
There's no true 100%.
There's no
really,
true
To
100%.
be honest with you, yeah.
Then you find him, Jeffrey Epstein. Then guess what? Boom, he disappears. Then what happens next?
I mean,
You
you
know
can
what I
take
mean?
it back to
It's the same
Snowden.
cycle.
Like, Snowden released the information, if it wasn't for him, we would have been living like life not knowing that they're keeping tabs on us. So there's no real way of knowing what people are capable of doing, or at least the government or whoever, these companies.
Yeah, fun fact. The government actually spends more effort spying on
Its own people.
its own people than it is
Yeah.
than they do on foreign. But
It makes sense.
it
in my
makes sense
opinion,
because that's what's gonna hurt the most.
yeah.
An attack from inside is gonna
Yeah.
hurt way more than a foreign attack.
It's-
it's
It's
the more
it's-
likely.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the more likely to happen.
It's easier to observe something far than within. You know what I mean? Because when you're within, you think, you're kind of blindsided. Everything.
Once you're in the system, it's just like you just assume everything's I'm trusted.
exactly. Yeah.
And in not for nothing, if anything, it should be stronger. Maybe not to the extent like there's some stuff they were doing to Snowden released. It's not okay.
Yeah.
But like for example, part of the reason why we have a lot of the issues we do with like the police brutality or on stuff on like the government sector, some of these government politicians, being out of pocket, is because some of them are just not vetted thoroughly enough.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how do we prevent that?
I mean, yeah, and it also brings that old debate where would you trade security for freedom or freedom for security? You know, what
There's
I mean?
definitely a fine line.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think people know what that line is at this point.
it's
'cause
hard to
different
tell
from everyone.
It's hard to tell the line.
It's a blurred line.
Yeah.
Because in that's the other thing why in America we have these problems. Yes, our clashing of cultures and everything brings us the best ideas, but it also makes it harder for us to deal with these kind of conflicts versus in other countries.
Yeah.
They're just like, you guys have this problem? Like in China, we spy on all of our citizens and they say thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They do what we tell them to do.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, yeah.
But
Protest.
yeah,
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah,
Yeah. So-
I said, what? Y'all be protesting?
Like what?
So like that's the pros and cons. Like yes, this allows us to do such great stuff, but it's also hard for us to mix in with each other because there's all this weird like, what do you mean you guys do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean this is what goes on? So a lot of contention.
I
But,
just don't want to get to a point where they're gonna force us to have chips on us to like get access for anything.
I can't go out like
I
that.
just don't want anything.
I got a question.
They can't make me do it.
We're not
I-
doing. We're
that's-
not
that-
doing.
That avoids that goes against HIPAA law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we're not gonna go into
You can remember it,
conspiracies
nah.
or anything like that. But did you take your COVID shot?
Hell no.
Yeah, I did.
So if they forced you
I choose
to
not
take
to
that,
answer.
then what's
I ain't take that shit.
what's
That was
yeah? I
real.
mean that's all right.
That
Yeah.
was real. That first day, I
What's
was like,
stopping you from taking
bro,
the chip? You know what I'm
listen,
trying to say?
know
Not trying
what
to
I
go down
said?
the rabbit hole, but you know what I mean. Like there's ways of
know
forcing.
what I
They
just
made
said?
all
No.
nurses.
No.
I'm not saying you could obviously deny 100%, but they're gonna make
No.
it hard.
I'm saying, but like, I could see why people would take the shot
Yeah.
and wouldn't take the chip, whatever. For example, like that when the whole COVID thing first came
Yeah.
out, and Pastor Geno Jenkins,
Jennings, yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna get it. And it's like Jennings, slaughtered his name. But he said, I'm gonna get it because, and he showed that passage in the Bible, whatever, that was just like, no, when you walk with the Lord, whatever, no venom can harm me or
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's just like, at least he had the scripture to back it up and the reason.
yeah.
But like, I could see why people would be for getting a vaccine
Mm.
or whatever it is versus getting
A chip, or whatever.
implant or
Yeah.
something like that.
they're sheep. That's why. That's what happens.
Mm.
You just gotta follow the rules. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna keep forcing you on something. And if everyone does it, you're gonna want to do it too.
I don't
So
know.
you don't
With the
feel
chip
left
thing, I
out.
feel like it wouldn't be as successful as they would assume it to be. I feel like there would be more pushback.
My
to that, you
my
know?
biggest problem with the chip thing is like people, you guys don't understand how technology works. It's not you get one thing and it's done. You're gonna need the chip 16 Pro Max Ultra. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to get updates and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah. Yeah, then they're gonna do recalls.
Well, if we're on the topic of chips, we're all familiar with the show Severance, right?
Yeah.
And brief summary, like imagine there's a big company and you volunteer yourself to get severed, as they would call it, which is pretty much they're putting a chip in your head that separates your work life
Mhm.
from your personal life.
Mm.
So whenever you get to your work facility, that that switch automatically turns on, and you don't know anything about yourself outside of work, and your only focus is work and whatever you do there. And once your shift's over and you leave, you switch back to your personal life, and you don't know what the hell you do for work. You don't know nothing about your job. You just know you get paid. Can you guys see a world where a huge company kind of adopts that sort of thing? Like if they was to ever create some sort of chip that can separate your consciousness to do that.
I would never do it.
No,
But I could see why that would be appealing to certain people.
Productivity will only go up.
It would.
Thankfully
if
for
I'm
me,
thinking what you're thinking,
I had a good life
Yeah.
growing up. You know what I'm saying?
well, even
But-
right now, as someone that you work a full time job, like you enjoy your life outside of work,
yeah.
and you pretty much
And
enjoy
I
what you do too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to. You wouldn't have to separate it. Like someone can have a terrible life outside of work, and the only time they feel peace is at, like those people
Yeah.
that like they just love being at work.
Where
They love.
they don't want to be home. They
Or
want
it's
to
Or
the
there's people with like
And you
severe
know-
depression.
Yeah,
You
Or
know,
it's the
where I might be
opposite.
yeah, or the
benefiting.
opposite.
Or you hate going to work, but you need to make that money.
Yeah,
It's like being a prostitute. It's gonna be easy to be a prostitute, basically. You go in there, you don't remember what's going on at work.
Flashbang.
Dead ass. That's real. That's real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the professions,
That's what I think about it. It could be more
out of
prostitutes
all
because
the
guess what?
professions,
They're never gonna know. They're never gonna know what's gonna
that
happen at
is
work.
what
The
we're-
one-
And they always
that's
be
the re-
happy when they go home.
That's the reference.
Hey, company's a company, right?
Yo, you know what's crazy though?
There's no company. That's 1099. That's independent contractor.
No. Yo, now that you said that, now imagine severance, right? Imagine, because they don't tell you what you do or anything. Imagine that's what's going on down there.
I'd be pissed.
Now imagine that. Yo, coming out of work every day, and I feel a little loose.
I'm sore.
Yo, bro,
I feel great.
crazy.
You know?
Like, damn, they must be having me like lift boxes.
But heavy machinery, yeah.
But wouldn't that go with your sense of feeling too? So you wouldn't feel it anyways.
No, it's
You'd
memory.
feel you would
yeah.
feel it because
It's
just like
memory, yeah.
like this.
They're the same person.
Yeah.
Remember, just
Yeah.
Just the memory part.
Like there's an
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, you're done.
there's a certain episode where he gets like a cut on his head
when
at
he walks
work.
outside, he starts to cut.
He
Oh,
starts to cut when he
yeah, I didn't
and
watch
he's
it,
like,
so-
damn, like what happened to my head?
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
that's
left a
another
little
story.
note with a complete lie. They're like, oh, what, you tripped or something? Like, yeah.
Oh no.
It wasn't what happened at all.
This is
but-
mad. Yo, this is just mad random. Say you're married, right? But you're severed. Like you have a wife as an Audi. You have a wife,
Uh-huh.
right? And say you're any at work, like is having like a work affair. Is this still cheating?
Hell yeah.
You don't know you're married.
You don't. Yeah.
No, we're not. No, you're doing it behind my back.
Think about it.
No, but
Think
hold
about
up.
that
do,
though.
do you go in with
What you
the
mean
ring?
behind your back? You don't know.
Huh?
You have
No,
no
no.
control
Yeah,
over what
alright,
your
I'm saying
innie's
like
doing.
if there's no ring.
Is that
now-
cheating?
Because they make you take
Hell
all
yeah,
that stuff
it is.
off. You can't.
No,
have
but I'm
it.
saying like in this scenario, same thing, right? Applies. You take out the ring, so you don't know you're married.
Yeah, because
You
there's
wouldn't know.
lockers.
Yeah,
they
you
would make
wouldn't know.
take it off.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Is that cheating? That's your innie's
dirty
conscience doing.
bastard.
Yeah, I'm
In
just saying.
God's name in vain is cheating, all right?
yo, I mean,
The technicality
yeah.
is you're cheating.
You're cheating, yeah.
But like, the innie doesn't even know he's married, so he doesn't know what he's doing. It's an interesting conversation
Yeah.
because if you when you watch the show, how we learned what's I know I forget what his name is.
I don't know.
What's his real name? You know his real name.
the actor's name that we were
The
talking
actor. Yeah.
The old
one-
man, like I was
The old
telling you?
man.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Yeah.
Walken. I don't know. I forget what his name is.
Yeah.
In the
Bert.
show, yeah.
I think his name is Bert.
Bert, yeah.
But Christopher Walken's when you learn, and spoiler alert if you didn't watch the show, I don't know,
Cavaliers,
put
do
this on
whatever.
mute for
Yeah.
the next minute. When you learn the reason why he chose to get severed
Yeah.
was because he thought that his severed self would be able to go into heaven.
Crazy thinking, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
but you don't know.
God knows.
Now he does. In that case, it's all technicalities. So
Yeah,
there's
at
no,
this point, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
whatever it was, it is what it, you know.
Mhm.
But I guess that also plays into the cheating. Like you don't know. Like he doesn't know.
I don't think it's cheating.
Yeah, because you got to think
It
if
wouldn't-
he
yeah. If you
he
don't
did
know,
he got
truly-
severed on purpose to try to like get himself out of that situation that he's in, like of him being judged. Like, oh, if I'm gay on the outside and then I get severed, and then maybe on the inside I'm not, and then I'll be judged separately. Think about it. On the cheating is like, all right, like when you're
Assuming you're judged separately, then you're really not
that's
cheating.
your inward conscience that's having that affair or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not like you on the outside, like, yo,
But at the end of the
I'm gonna
day,
get severed so I can like do this.
at
on
the end of the
purpose.
day,
You could do it.
one soul.
Yeah.
You don't have two souls.
Yeah,
This is why I
But
hate
the whole
watching
reason
shows,
of
bro.
being wrong is wrong is because you have
No.
the conscience of being wrong. If you have no conscience if you're married, then how can you be wrong? To you, you're living like normal. But if you know you're married and you do it,
Kind of like,
Yeah.
a child can't be judged until he hits a certain age because
exactly
he has
'cause
no
yeah,
conscience.
Exactly.
Of,
Yeah. No.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's wrong at all. No. It's
We're
fun.
considering this. This is the bad part. We're considering this like this could be the reality, just because we're watching it and enjoying the show.
Nah, I don't think it would
Nah,
ever.
I
I don't
would
think it
never
would
be
be ever
around.
implemented.
Nah.
I mean,
never
we
know.
will say that,
Yeah.
but
You
then
never know.
people watching movies way a long time ago,
Yeah.
thinking they would never put a cell phone on a watch.
Exactly.
And now look at us. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but there's difference between putting a cell phone for communication and controlling somebody's like mind of knowledge of what they know and don't know in and out of work.
But
That's crazy.
But
You
here's
have
the
to
thing.
sign you have
Here's
to
the
sign
thing.
an agreement.
Well, you wouldn't need to sign an NDA because they're just gonna erase it from your head anyways. But regardless,
Yeah,
but it's not like they forced these employees to join the
That was
company.
voluntary.
it's true.
They voluntarily did it.
Voluntarily and recorded themselves, volunteering themselves.
So then, what happens? Something bad happens inside. How would you ever know?
They
Like
they,
you said, that cut.
signed
They
it.
could just
Yeah.
say, "Oh, nothing happened." How do you know?
part of the job. You know what you signed up for.
No HR would be.
You knew what you signed up for.
I mean,
That's like, bro, that's like me signing up to be a firefighter
yeah,
and then complaining, I don't like this job. I get burned sometimes.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Going in
it's true.
houses.
You
I work for
expected it.
24
Like, you
hours,
know-
48 hours. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
you
really
know
sign
what
for.
you signed up for.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
part
that's
of the
true.
job. If you didn't want to do it,
They better pay
you
handsomely.
there- go do a different option. You know
Would
what
you
I'm
do
saying?
it?
Do what?
Severance?
No, I told you. I already said no.
No, you said no.
Yeah.
No.
Dude,
No.
it's America.
No
Anything's
chance.
I don't
possible
think-
nowadays.
Not even if
bro.
they pay you like, let's say, $1 million.
I could see
Like
why some
3 mil,
people would do
whatever.
it.
I'm not being bought for that.
Yeah.
I could see why some people would do it.
If
Yeah, I
you
don't
have
think I'd do it
nothing,
too, yeah.
you come from nothing. Totally
Yeah,
understandable.
if your life
No,
like
it's
really
not even.
sucks.
It's not even if you come from nothing. It's like literally if your life is traumatizing,
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
Emphasize traumatizing on the outside.
Yeah.
Then
Then
people
you-
might do it as like a coping mechanism to at least be able to get by.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting show. It's crazy that the show came out in 2002.
22.
2022, sorry. Yeah. yeah.
2022.
2002, goddamn.
22, yeah, that's me. Yeah. And just now it's become popular. But
That's the weird part about life. You know, you can make something amazing, no one will even notice till it's too late.
I mean, it's only been like 2-3 years, but that happens in a lot of cases because at first a season of something will come out, and then when the second season starts to come out, that's when everyone starts to revive it. Like, yo, second season show come. What is the show you talking about? It's like, oh, you didn't see it.
that's true.
You know,
Track back,
and it kind of tracks back.
Yeah.
But anyways, on that note, that is episode 8.
Wait.
Happy birthday, Frankie.
Happy
Yeah, happy
birthday,
birthday,
Frankie.
Frankie.
Damn. Birthday pod.
We didn't even get to Maria.
Oh yeah.
Next time.
Next time.
I'll say that.
Was it recording?
Nah, freak that. Tell me about Maria, though.
No.
No.
Good. That was more than an hour.
Yeah.
At least
Are you
we're-
gonna say next? If you're gonna say next,
still recording.
oh, you want to know about Maria? Oh, let's do it.
We'll do. You know, like in the Marvel movies, where at the end they have the,
Cutscenes with her.
oh,
Oh, by the way.
By the
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, we could just use it next week.
nah, I want to know too. Yo,
Yeah,
Matt,
I'm actually kind of curious because I didn't know there was a whole story behind it. The story better be good, damn it.
Well,
Hello.
for m-
and
well,
we're back just because there's one more thing we gotta mention.
the story to me.
Start from the beginning.
All right. Well, the question at hand is: we all want to know why a ton of Cape Verdean women / Portuguese women, majority of all of them are named Maria. We don't know why, and we're so confused.
Do you guys have
My grandma's Maria.
Maria? Me? I
My
do.
mom's middle name's Maria.
Yeah.
How about you?
You lost me at remember.
Someone you know
His
has
name,
Maria.
I'm sure
Maria.
someone. Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Apparently, back in the day, when things were still under like Portuguese control, whether it's in Portugal or like colonies of Portugal,
Yeah.
their law / with some of like Catholic beliefs and backing, like you could only name your children like certain names that they give you.
Mm.
That's why a lot of Portuguese dudes, João or Josué or whatever.
Strong.
Mateus. Oh,
Mateus.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Matthew.
literally, they had like it's like they was picking names out of a hat, but it was
Yeah.
all names chosen by them. So you didn't have the freedom to name these like your kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
And then, for example, in like Cape Verde's case, like once they finally get independence, it was a big thing because they had the freedom now to name their kid whatever they wanted.
And they still chose
Yeah,
Maria.
that's
But
crazy.
I always had the question in my head, like, why all you name Maria? Like, you
Maria.
guys are that unoriginal?
Yeah.
No, it's
I-
literally by law. Like
Yeah.
you had to use these names.
Honestly, I thought it was because like Catholicism, so
I
big
started
on
But
that.
that's
because of that
part,
too.
no,
Mary.
but that's part
But
of it.
They made
That's-
that name off the list. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Matthew,
part
Matthews,
of it.
yeah.
Matthews and all that. Yeah.
But it's part of it. Like I said,
Luke.
it was law, Portuguese law,
Yeah.
partnered with like Catholic
The name
beliefs.
that.
and-
Yeah.
and
It makes
the
sense
names.
actually. Yeah, it does actually make
It does,
sense.
but it's like, jeez, like,
No originality. Hey, you think that's a good
Nothing.
thing though? Because
think-
now we got these weird names,
I
yo.
don't think
Blue
it's that
Ivy.
bad though.
well,
You know what I'm trying to say?
if one now that you mention it, we are getting some extravagant. names.
Extravagant. You got Elon Musk naming his kid like
but
that
hey, man,
character.
that's what keeps things interesting.
Bro.
Unique.
They naming
Bro,
them.
that's how you get a how you get your kid
They're
bullied.
naming kids like Dior.
Yeah, exactly. Blue Ivy.
Zion.
I think Zion's actually
It's
Yeah.
dope, but it's
more
just random.
Average name.
It's actually biblical too, so yeah.
Hennessy.
Hennessy,
Hennessy.
yeah, exactly. Like what? That's wild. Naming your
Why
kid that
is your name Hennessy?
on his 5th birthday, buy him a 5th of Henny.
Bro,
Start giving kids like 1-letter names. B.
Yeah, B. Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't.
B.
Yeah.
I got a friend named B.
But
Nickname,
like
but-
BEE.
Oh no, that's another story.
but then that makes you think like, on the other hand, why we always like question like where do these Cape Verdeans begin all these crazy nicknames or like that they're known for?
They had to get nicknames because
Yeah.
everyone has
Everyone
the
had the
same
same
name.
name.
Okay, we found it.
All right, that makes sense
Yeah,
now,
we got
actually.
it.
Ding, ding, ding.
We got
All right, yeah.
We got
Yo.
bro, especially
That's
you go
crazy.
to Cape Verde, you hear some crazy nicknames.
Yeah, bro.
there's some dude
Some
named-
that don't even
Bro,
make sense.
I heard of some dude. His name's Cafezinho.
Cause
Cafezinho.
What is even that?
I don't know. I thought of coffee. Cafe.
I thought of cuff. You said that like
No, like cafe.
Yeah, I thought coffee too, but like, yeah,
Like
coffee.
cafe.
Yeah, like a little coffee. Ah, okay,
Cafezinho.
cafezinho.
I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
that
I'm
before.
like, come on, like that's a funny,
and yeah, they be having
Yeah.
crazy nicknames.
crazy, bro,
Crazy
insane.
nicknames.
My nickname's Machus. My
Capustana.
Cape Verdean nickname's Machus.
Machus.
Yeah, that's what my dad calls me.
Your name's
My
what?
family.
Machus.
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 Yeah, it's my nickname.
What does that mean?
I don't even know what that
My
means.
name Matthew.
That's
That's
not.
for the God, that's how they call- they-
Matus.
Yeah.
Matheus.
Matheus.
Like-
Machus.
Matthew?
Okay.
Matthew.
Kind of like a play on words.
So you got
type.
got too.
Like
I got
You
it.
got look. Matthew's name's Matthew. He got
Yeah.
got. He got by the generic
Bro,
Portuguese
Bro,
names.
isn't your name Josh?
You dunked on that too. That's basic as hell. Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Real
Josh,
original.
Joshua,
Jose.
Bible,
Yeah,
all
but I
that.
don't think Joshua
Yeah,
stemming from the Portuguese.
Mhm.
Biblical
Sure.
though.
Biblical.
Christianity,
yeah.
like we said.
Come
yeah.
on, bro.
Yeah. You.
All right, you're done.
Yeah. If anything, me and you are good. Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
Tire boss.